So let's get straight into it. This is I think it was my third attempt at race C. I just had like 5 minutes to get a medium tire lap time in, and wasn't that brilliant. And now I'm just trying to remember that I'm on the hard tires and they are cold and there's weight of the fuel and all those potential beginner mistakes you can do in these longer races with actual tire and fuel things to remember. And I can see I actually managed to get a decent exit out of the S's, and yeah, I'm just trying to find a rhythm and not particularly fast at all, but if I can just sort of keep up to the group ahead, that would be just lovely. And it was actually about this time I noticed that the Swiss driver was in the old Honda NSX, which is quite a brave choice, I think. Quite a tricky car to drive, and we'll get back to that very same Honda NSX in a moment, because now you'll see I don't know how he pulled it off, but oh yeah, still not really into it, my mistake. But let's have a look. I didn't save the replay, which is a bit of a shame, because I don't know how he did this. He just sort of went straight through all the other cars and ended up in P2 from P5, so well done. And there's all sorts of stuff going on. Oh, going on. And at this moment because I had a bad exit from the chicane, so I'm looking in my mirror, so I didn't notice that I actually touched the grass, and I sort of killed that Spanish driver, which, seeing it afterwards, I felt a bit sorry about that. But at the moment in the race, I was just too busy rescuing my own car from not crashing, and you can see I'm struggling a bit to get back into the rhythm through the S's here. And yeah, we are moving on. I am very well aware that these Group 2 cars isn't my strongest. I'm far more comfortable in the road cars, so as you can see, I go a little bit wide and lose a position. Yeah, I usually actually type in a little pre-race warning that I'm just doing my best and I'm not trying to interfere too much with other people's racing. You can see I'm just about to get caught into some shenanigans here, and that made me lose the position to the Belgian driver passing me here. And yeah, not so much harm done, and I'm just trying to stick with this lovely blue car ahead of me, and I think it's time to jump a bit ahead in the race and see what's happening further on. A thing that I'm trying to learn in the Group 2 cars is using the gears more to get the car rotating and pointing where I want, more than using the brakes all the time, and I'm not doing a particularly good job at it at this moment, but sometimes I'm getting it right. Soon you'll see me do quite a move up the inside. I had this car behind me as well, so yeah, I sort of had to go for it, otherwise it would have ended in a disaster. But how I didn't get a penalty, I really don't know. Now the question is, can I keep my position through the hairpin, which is one of my many worst corners on Suzuka, but I actually managed to pull away. But the Greek driver behind me is not really up to staying behind this slow Viking for much longer, so he's going up the inside. Unfortunately, that forces me a bit wide, and I'm losing 1 position, 2 positions, 3 positions, and yeah, at the time in the race, it felt a little bit annoying, but my driving isn't really brilliant either, so I'm not in a position to moan too much about it. So now you'll see the Spanish driver I accidentally killed earlier in the race at turn 1 right behind me, and I have these cars in front, so I decided to go into the pits after lap 3. I've only pitted after lap 4 in the 2 previous races I tried, so I hope I can keep the tires alive on the good old controller. And at this moment I was wondering if P15, which tires he was on, but it doesn't really matter. I couldn't really catch him. I could sort of keep up with him, so I thought I'm not going to worry too much about that. As long as he's faster than me, then I'm not going to worry too much about it. In my attempts to improve driving these Group 2 cars, I've been watching all kinds of different drivers. Of course, I've been watching Key 25 stream and Aries streaming, and actually I've been watching Wind, a 16-year-old driver, really fast. I think he's currently P5 at the EMEA leaderboard, and just watching him trying to figure out what to do, which gears to use, and using his Ghost as well. And it's a work in progress. I'm not really a fast learner in these race cars, but slowly getting somewhere. There's progress, so that's the main thing. We're jumping ahead now, and to an accidental dive bomb. I actually just braked a bit too late, but luckily the Dutch driver saw me. I didn't feel particularly proud about that at the moment, but yeah, no harm done. But I can assure you, if he catches up with me again, I'm not going to fight it too much. I'll just let him get past me. And that moment is now, because I get a really bad exit out of the S's, so I'm letting off the gas to let him pass me safely, and we all just carry on with our racing. We're going to jump a bit ahead in the race. As you can see, we have the Greek driver we met earlier in the race, just been serving a penalty. So now we're the 3 of us, the Dutch driver and the Greek driver and me, and I think the Greek driver, he would really like to be ahead of the 3 of us, and I can't blame him. It is a race, so you're supposed to be ahead of people. That's the point of it. So I think, if I remember correctly, he's going for the move into turn 1, and the Dutch driver is backing out, but that made me actually bump the Dutch driver a little bit, so I had to back out to make sure that everything was okay. And had to get close to them again. But that's the thing, as long as they are trying to fight each other, then I might have a chance to stick with them. So I think we're jumping slightly ahead once again. We are at the beginning of the next lap, and now it's the Dutch driver's turn to make a move on the Greek driver. And at this point, the Greek driver's internet connection, it was not having its best day. So he was lagging and jumping around a bit, and it's not the easiest to follow a car moving around like that, so I'm just keeping a safe distance and hope it sort of settles down again. And I think it did, actually. We are just about to jump to the final lap of the race, which is also my 7th lap on the medium tires. I know that there are plenty of drivers who can do the extreme strategy pit after lap 1 and do 9 laps on the medium tires, but I can't really do that, both because of my limited skill level and being on a controller. It's also a bit trickier to save tires. I'm sure that there are drivers out there who can save tires on the controller as well, but I'm not one of them. So I'm just trying to stick to my 8th position. I have a solid gap behind me, so I'm pretty confident at the moment that I'm safe, but now I cut the first Stegner and pick up a penalty, but almost at the same time I have the British driver in the wall, so that was a free position for me. And even though I have this half a second penalty, I think I'm safe, as the gap behind me is quite big actually. So I think I'm safe. So now it's only a matter of bringing it home, and yeah, I will definitely try to do some more of these races. It's a great learning experience for a road car noob like me. Really a different kind of driving style you have to get into your fingers, as it is for me. And yeah, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. See you next time.